Hey, welcome to the Shortwave radio channel. And of course, one of the things that I like to do when I use my radio when I tune around the bands is to use the schedules, look at the schedules like the IBI space that I shared actually many times there on the channel. It's fun to speak more than one language. For example, right now, 17700, I'm listening to what is Voice of America on 17700 and French. So it's kind of fun. The more language you know, the more content you'll have on shortwave, definitely. And sometimes I kind of forget that when I get somebody saying, well, what did you listen in the last 2 hours? And I, because English and French is natural to me, in my brain doesn't think in terms of French or English. It just, understands what's happening. And sometimes I forget that, yeah, I listen to 6 or 7 different broadcasts, but 3 of them or 4 of them maybe were in French sometimes. So I got to take that into account sometimes when I talk about, what I listen to on shortwave. But definitely, even if you just speak English or French or just one language, there's things to listen to. English language broadcasts, there's plenty of them. Just have to listen to the correct time. And one of the things I often do, like at this time, I'll do usually do 2 things. So it's almost 3 p.m. in the afternoon. I know that at 3 p.m. around 20 UTC, propagation starts to get in, and I hear a lot of stuff all around. So I'll either go into the schedules and I'll look at what's available, what will be broadcasting at 20 hours Universal Time. Try it out on the radio. Now you might say, well, he's got the Yesu all the time, maybe because it's the best radio in the world. No, it's not. It's because it depends what I'm going to listen to. I will have the Yesu for higher frequencies. I've said it so many times that I have less noise and much better reception on, say, 15 megahertz and above with the Yesu than I have with my MLA30 because the infrared antenna behaves differently. But below 10 megahertz, the MLA30 wins and wins really big. So if I have to listen to lower frequencies, notice here, look at that. This is already plugged. And right now, this is already plugged. This are, it's random choices, by the way. You might say, well, why these two particularly? I alternate the radios all the time. I might be with a Texan PL990, PL660, 600, XA, the Ceowadon or XH Data D808, the Sangean. I don't have a specific preference, but I will choose among some that are good in receiving. But they're always ready to run on the MLA30. Why? Because if I go down below 10, I'll switch to the portables that will have much better receive because of the MLA30. And so I alternate between one and the other, mostly because of what frequency I'm tuning, much more than one is so much better than the other. The Asus is great, but I got to say the portables are amazing too. So it all depends on what I'm listening to. So either I'll go into the schedules. I often do that actually because sometimes you see broadcasts that you forgot exists, and you're like, oh yeah, I forgot about. Like I know that at 2030, I believe, NHK Radio Japan from Madagascar is a regular in the winter time here. It's now back, so that could be something, and it's in French, of course. But I will also tune around often. For example, here, I just tune around. And I can go around and, I'll look at what's available. Sometimes I'll tune off outside the international broadcast band very often and tune around to see, what's there. Yesterday I was tuning around. I don't know if it's there today. So you see today I don't hear the famous digital financial trading signal around 16300. Yesterday was there, so it depends. But sometimes I like to tune around. If you're outside the broadcast bands, tune around in single sideband. You'll hear the weak signals when you actually get on them. If you tune in AM mode all the time, you will miss out on the very weak signals that are there. Single sideband definitely brings forward what's very weak in the noise. So you might actually find new broadcasts or hear new things you never heard before. There's always surprising things on shortwave. Tuning around, for example, if I one thing I would do now could be, let's put myself in upper sideband and tune around 16 and 17 megahertz. See what's there. This is a regular, I think this is the US Navy. So anyways, you tune around and you hear stuff. And of course, you try to find info online. When you hear signals like this one, you're not sure what it is. You can actually Google the frequency you're listening to and see what comes up. It's often something that will pop up from, a club bulletin or a group, some kind of, online group that shares information. But there's a lot of stuff. I don't even just listen to international broadcasts. Sometimes what I will do is, just go to Preom and, bring Preom forward. For example, I could do it here. I could take this here and I could just go and look at what is available, PRIYOM.org, and look at what's next. So I could see what's next in the number stations, for example, and I can try and tune it. Now, they're low frequencies, I won't hear that, but in the next hour there might be other broadcasts. So sometimes I'll leave one PC on Preom, look at the schedules, what's coming up from time to time on the number stations. I'll have EIBI Space open on another laptop. And like I said, I always have open something for the lower frequencies for the MLA30 because that's where it performs better. And the Yaesu is there for anything in the high frequencies I don't want to try to tune in. So, and I kind of like to have the Simon's world map open here. See where it's dark, where it's light. Kind of adds another dimension also to the listening experience. So it's kind of cool to have that. So more videos like this coming up today. I'm in kind of a mode where I'm going to kind of explain stuff, talk about stuff like this, and tune the radios. Actually, tune them. I'm going to tune some portables live. I'm going to tune the Yaesu also, and just kind of hope to also drive you into doing it. I see a lot of people that don't hear much. But when I slowly talk and we slowly ask questions, you understand that they're listening 1 or 2 hours a week. That's now how you're going to get signals on shortwave. You got to tune much more than that. And often they'll tune an hour, they're not going to hear much, and they're not going to want to continue because they haven't heard. But the thing is by continuing and by not abandoning, that's where you're going to hear new stuff. There's somebody this week that heard his first station outside of the United States, was all excited. Well, I'm sure he's going to tune more now because he realized, okay, yeah, I can hear stuff. But, sometimes it's a question of what time you're listening in. The noise you have around you is a big, big, big game changer. The more noise you have, the less you'll hear. And unfortunately, for some people, that means listening to somewhere else than their location. But the idea is to have fun. If you like my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Don't worry, and don't forget that you can help me out financially for all the videos I do, and the help that I give here with PayPal. I'll put the PayPal in the description below. With of course the super thanks, which is a little heart-shaped icon below the video. It's always helpful. And helps me also buying new radios for review. And remember, this is my living. It's my paycheck. So, helps me continue with the content. Take care, guys.